Hey guys, what is going on? Jordan here with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the 240. We have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to put you guys on the tripod and we will get into it. So, when I got my 240, my plans with it were to do a KAT stock motor, low boost under 10 psi, keep it Zenki, keep it stock body, just do coilovers, some wheel spacers, and a better exhaust. And I really like kooky wings, so I put a kooky wing on it. And this was just going to be like my daily because, I don't know, I thought I'd get like props for having a stock 240. But I'm going to be honest, stock body Zenkis, they're not the best looking car. Well, I don't know. Like, to a normal person, it kind of just looks like some shitty old car, but I don't know. And then I was going to get an S13, and then that be like a full crazy drift car. Not like crazy like tube front, rear, and that, but like a streetable drift car, kind of like Adam LZ's. And then I was going to do like a 2J cage, all the crazy origin aero. And I was going to do that. And then I got kind of bored with this. And I don't know, I'm over not having fitment. Like, it actually drives me insane not having like wheels and fitment and like my car being pretty. But then I started thinking about, I couldn't decide whether I wanted to go kooky or Zenki on this. So what I realized was I would rather have a kooky and a Zenki than to have like one and then an S13. So what I was gonna do was turn this into a full drift car. Once again, streetable drift car. So this was gonna be my drift car, and then I was going to import a Sylvia when this was done, and that I was gonna keep stock body, just keep stock interior aside from maybe like a steering wheel, and then just like bag it on some super hot boy wheels. Just, I don't know, except that'd be cool. And then do like an RB26 swap, like a really clean one, but that's more like a long-term project, whereas this I'm actually trying to get done before the end of the season. And this was gonna have like, okay, so Kookies look good stock body, and they look really good kitted, so they look good regardless. But to me, Zenkis look really good kitted, but not very good stock body. So I was like, all right, well, it makes more sense to drift a Zenki, because if I crash or whatever, parts are a lot cheaper for them, like headlights or whatever. I don't know, because a lot of that stuff is like special stuff that I'd still have to buy that costs as much as a Kooky. But that was my reasoning behind that. And then, yeah, I was going to do like the aero, wheels. So what I'm doing is just completely going over the car, stripping it down to a chassis, and then just every nut bolt pretty much, every bushing, every suspension arm, everything is just going to be brand new and upgraded. And then we're going to do like a cage and all that. But then I started to think, well, that was my plan for like the past 4 months, and then like around a week or two ago, I realized, well, I don't know, I started to think about, I really want an FD. And I know that's kind of like a car that every YouTuber wants now, and it's kind of becoming like a popular car amongst YouTubers, vloggers. Like, just the way that the rotary is just so like rough and brappy at idle, but then like you give it a little gas and it becomes like super smooth, and like they just look so good, and I just really want one. So I think I'm gonna get an FD next after this instead of a Sylvia. So what that means is, I mean, I like Kookies more, but like I really like Zenkis too. So what I'm doing is everything like performance wise is going to still be the same for this car, except like the exterior is going to be how I wanted my Sylvia to look. So I'll kind of have like the best of both worlds, and like I'm super into like the OEM look as much as like I love like full kitted cars, but This is gonna look really good. There's no one else on YouTube that's really doing it like that. And I was actually gonna do an RB20 DET in this, but the way I was gonna fund that fell through twice. So I decided that I'm just gonna stick with my plans of going KAT, just because like I don't really know much at all about wiring. So for me, it's easier to just like build the engine that came in the car, and everything like plugs in all super easy because that's the engine that's meant for the car. And honestly, I really like KATs. I don't like SRs. I don't hate them, but like every 240 has an SR, and with an exhaust, they don't sound bad, sound pretty good. But when you straight pipe them, they have like a really weird sound that I'm just not into. And KATs are different, and most people, they do like a really bad job on them, and then they're like really janky and crappy. But mine is going to be fully built, like everything that you can do to it aside from like getting the heads ported or like getting a custom plenum is pretty much going to be done to it. Money is not a problem on this, so I am going to be doing everything to the best that I can. We are cutting no corners. I know that like all my videos were about like eBay stuff, but like I'm done being cheap, and like I'm ready to dump $15,000 into this 22-year-old car. Over the past few months, I have been stockpiling some parts for this build, but also in those last 4 months, I still bought another car, bought a camera, bought a lens, bought a MacBook Pro to edit on. So there's like over $3,000 right there that I couldn't go into this car, but I'm glad I did, because as you can see, look how much better the video looks. But I will show you the parts in a minute. I don't know if there's anything else I was gonna go over, but like I was gonna paint it the same red, and then we're gonna have like the white cage, and that was gonna be like the theme. But now I have something else, but I'm not really gonna say what it is. And everything I'm saying is still subject to change, but like I'm really hyped on like the vision that I have. I know that my vision has changed a lot with this car, but that's normal, that happens. The car in its current state was my vision when I first got it, and I'm over it already. I really hate driving this car, actually, mainly just because the exhaust is so loud. So if you're thinking about straight piping your KA, please don't do it. Please don't do it. It's so bad. Like, it absolutely ruins the car for me. Like, just driving around, it's so loud. Like, I can't even get on it or have fun with it because it's just so loud. Like, you can hear it a mile away. It's so bad. Don't do it. The only reason I have mine straight piped is because when I was planning on, or when I turbo it, I want to see how it sounds, because loud naturally aspirated cars sound super bad, but loud turbo cars can sound good, and I think this is going to be one of them that sounds good. If not, I'll just get in our HKS high power exhaust. Even though the last one I had wasn't really an exhaust, it was just a muffler with some really crappy custom straight pipe. But I'm super hyped, and I'm really excited to start working on this. The only thing that's really been holding me back was just like not having anything to edit on, because my laptop is like messed up, so I decided to bite the bullet and buy a MacBook. But next weekend we're gonna pull the engine on this, and we're actually gonna start getting started, and get that sent off to the machine shop to get bored and decked. Was there anything else I was gonna say? Okay, another thing that made me change my mind about how I wanted to do this car was when I was talking about getting it caged. I wanted to get it caged first, and then, because that's the only thing that I can't do here, so then once it's caged, the car can just sit here and I can do everything else to it aside from like paint. But like I can do everything here, and I got quoted like $4,000, but that was, I only hit up one place so far. I'd really prefer to do it privately and not like go to a business, because I got quoted like $4,000, which, I mean, they do like trophy trucks and stuff, so like their stuff is definitely going to be like really quality, but I'm trying to do it a little cheaper. But anyway, they would have had to wait a month, and then it would be a month to work on, so I wouldn't even have the car till June. And I didn't want to pull the motor because I wanted to drive it there, because I didn't feel like dealing with finding a trailer and then pushing around a car that doesn't have an engine or stuff like that, and then I don't have content, and that's no good, because you know I really want to like get back into YouTube, even though still had an upload every month, but like I am super hyped just for all this. But I think that's all I wanted to say, and now I guess we can go look at what I've got so far. So what I have here is probably about $2,000 worth of parts, mainly just engine stuff for now, because that's something I kind of neglected on my E46, is I did like visual stuff, and then I just got bored of the car before I got around to doing like engine stuff. But with E46s, BMW tuned them so well from the factory that there is no way to make power on them. If you want to say that you can add an intake or cams, you know, you might be able to get like 20 horsepower. Exhaust would probably be a good one. You can't really get noticeable gains on those cars, because I know a lot of my subscribers are E46 guys. If you want a video, me talking about E46s or whatever, about my experience, put down in the comments. But yeah, I really want to do like power stuff first, but I mean, it doesn't really matter because we're doing like a full build on the car. But I guess we'll start going over what I have here. Right here, I don't know which is which, but we have King rod bearings and main bearings. We have ARP head studs, ARP main studs. I don't know why it didn't come in an ARP box, but I got it. So got those. ECG delete, that just came today, or EGR, sorry. One of these are poly subframe bushings, and one of these are poly diff bushings. We have ISR KA engine mounts. I also ordered trans mounts like almost 2 months ago. Those are still on back order or whatever. Right here we have Eagle rods. These are forged. I don't know, can't really see. So we do have forged rods. And then here we have Wiseco forged pistons, and piston rings. I'll see if it focuses. It's hard looking through the viewfinder. It's probably not going to focus, but yeah, got these. So I have like everything to build. I definitely have everything to build the bottom end. What I still need, okay, no, actually, just kidding. Still got one more box. Right here I have my competition clutch white bunny. This is stage 4, 6-puck. Here's the pressure plate, and here's the clutch disc. If you remember, on my E46 I had upgraded clutch. It was a stage 2. That one was good for like 400 horsepower, 450. That was like $400, but that was an eBay one. It wasn't like the puck style. I don't know what the name of it is, and that came with a lightweight flywheel. So I still need a lightweight flywheel. That clutch does come with a flywheel, but I do want a lightweight flywheel because I like how rev matches feel with a lightweight flywheel. And then I just need a aluminum drive shaft, and then like my drivetrain is good. And then it's just like suspension. For suspension, we're going to be doing ISR. They're like pro arms on everything. So like what is it, the tension rod or whatever in the front we're going to be doing, and then like all the arms in the back. I know I just got like eBay tow arms and camber arms, or upper control arms, whatever you want to call it. I drove my car three times in the snow. Not like after they salted, but like when it first snowed and there wasn't like salt on the ground or anything. It was actually just, like snow, and those are already like decently rusty along with my coilovers. So, and I don't really like daily driving. I wouldn't really have a problem with eBay like tow arms and stuff, but if I'm going to be drifting and throwing my very expensive car at a wall going 50-60 miles an hour, I'd like the peace of mind of actually having some good arms so those don't break. So we're going to be getting all those ISR things. Knuckles, probably going to be doing PBM drop knuckles, front and rear. I would do like cut knuckles, even though that's a little sketchy, but I really want drop knuckles just because I'm going to be really low and I don't want my geometry to be weird. And then for the drop knuckles in the rear, we're going to be doing the dual caliper knuckle, Z32 conversion front and rear, Villains Hydro, and then I guess for like the engine, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build the bottom end, get it running. I'm going to be doing Brian Crower cams, I'm pretty sure. I haven't decided on cams yet, and then I'm doing valve springs and retainers, but I'm waiting until after that because I'm probably going to need a tune to run that, and I just want to be able to break the engine in because I want to break the engine in NA with the stock cams, and then after it's like broken in, then I'll throw the cams in and then the turbo on, and then we'll get it tuned. As for tuning, there's this place in Appleton that I could get dyno tuned at, but I think I'm going to go through RS Enthalpy. I don't know if they do NIS tune. I'd prefer to do a NIS tune ECU than the stock one, but it doesn't really matter. So there's that. What else? Probably going to have stock radiator at first, but I definitely will upgrade to like a coil rad. Haven't talked about the turbo stuff yet. So I guess we'll talk about my power goals. I would like 400 to 450 horsepower. I want a 400 horsepower 91 tune. We don't have 93 here. And then I want a 400 horsepower E85 tune, both for drifting. And then I want like an E85 tune that makes as much as the car can make. The turbo that I think I'm going to do is a T28 off an S15, but my only concern is that's not going to get me to where I want to be even with E85, because originally, with what I said about my vision for the car the last 4 months was to run a T2 turbo because I already have a T2 manifold, and then I can just run SR intercooler kit, SR turbo elbow. All that SR stuff will fit up really nicely, and that just simplifies things. But honestly, if I'm already this deep into the car and I'm going to be that invested, then I really should not cut corners. So I think I'm going to go to I think it's a 3031, I think. So a T3, and then just get like a top mount, because if we're going to be doing like, I'm going to be making the car really pretty, like make the engine bay like super clean. So I might as well just get like a top mount so the turbo's right there, and then get a custom downpipe made. If it's less than like $300, that's not a big deal at all. I'm fine to pay that for a custom downpipe. As far as my intercooler kit, I was gonna get an SR Greddy full intercooler kit. I don't know how that's gonna fit up with a top mount. Still have to figure that out. I have friends who can TIG, so it's not a big deal. I can get something custom made if I have to. Yeah, I think that might be it. I guess like the interior, we're going to actually do the cage last because it's not like as big of a deal. I can just do it last. Seats, I was going to do Recaro confetti. I forgot what the name of the seat was, but the confetti seats, I always thought those were really cool. And then it's like $400 for like a piece of the fabric for the seat that I was going to use to like do the door cards, the shift boot, and that'd be like a cool little theme. But then I thought that was really dumb to have reclining seats in a caged car that doesn't have back seats, and the seats aren't very good looking. They're kind of ugly. Like the part back here is kind of low, and I don't know. So I just decided that I'm gonna get authentic bride Lomaxes, not for like status of having Lomaxes, but because the roof of the S14 is so low that I need all the headspace I can get. I'm not like a tall person. I'm 5'9", so, but with a helmet, I don't know. Hopefully I'll fit. We'll see. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything really else. It's gonna be doing like a bunch of Street Faction parts, like the rear seat delete. I'm not gonna have interior from like the pillars up, so I'm not gonna have like pillars or headliner once it's caged, and I'd probably not like the interior pieces like right behind you, but we are gonna be doing like a Street Faction rear seat delete, Street Faction bumpers, power brace, just a lot of stuff. I don't know, I'm kind of think if I'm forgetting anything, going over pretty much everything, but yeah, this thing's gonna rip. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we have pretty much everything to build the bottom end. Next weekend, I think I'm gonna actually start pulling it. I think I already said that, and yeah, I don't know. These are my parts, and that is what's going on. So I guess I will give away what. Okay, so if you're wondering what that is, I was making a U-turn, and I was like, I wonder how close to the curb I am. I wonder if I'll make it, and I hit it because I didn't care because I knew I was getting a new front bumper or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to drive this car again with the Zenki. But yeah, so front fenders I haven't decided yet. Probably like some 30 mil, like nothing crazy, with like a single vent, and then the backs, the charge speed ones, because I don't want it to be like too crazy, because I would have liked to stayed stock body, but really bad lighting. I'm sorry, there's a grill right here, but like hopefully that the over fender comes at least right there. I'm gonna stick with the kooky skirts, and then it's one of the kooky front bumpers. I forgot what it is. It might be like, I don't know. It's one of them. And then I'm just not doing a D-Max. I'm doing like the normal hood, and then like the charge speed rear fenders. As I said, they're 55 mil, and then doing like the valences, not the ones that. Sorry, I really don't know the names of some of this stuff. Not the ones that come to like right there, but the ones that go onto the kooky bumper, and then we're doing a kooky bumper, and then I'm getting a real kooky wing because this one bothers me a lot. Yeah, wheels. Right now, I'm working on trying to get some Blitz 03s, so that's really expensive, but hopefully I'll be able to buy them at least in the next, well, in a month, hopefully. So right now I'm trying to find some faces and trying to figure out like what my specs could be, but yeah, I don't know. Sorry if this video was really long. I've been meaning to make this for a bit, but because of technical difficulties I was not able to. But yeah, hopefully you guys are excited and we can actually start banging out some videos on this. There should be a lot more content now that we have the Honda. It's nice. We can ride our bikes again, and you know, we have this we can start pulling apart. I cannot wait to get this thing like ripped apart. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not very good at vlogging, but even though I've been doing this for almost 6 years. But if you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and remember, bros, keep moving backwards.